Hello YouTube, this is Dark Lord Joker, and I decided to start a new series, or my very first series on my own, when I can easily do, called CARDFIGHT Vanguard Lore, or History Through Vanguard Lore. CARDFIGHT Vanguard, as you know, is a game I talked about once, which was my last video, which were the review of the Xeroth Dragons and my opinion on which one's stronger. Well, it has an extant lore far beyond the anime. The anime does, in fact, connect with the lore, but we're not here to talk about the anime much. We're here to talk about what happens beyond the anime. What happens besides Planet E, or Earth as it's so commonly known. The Bushy World's version of Earth, anywho. What happens on the planet Cray between the times? Even though we know that they both collide on several occasions. These will be in segments. This will be episode 0, and I will be trying to film each episode on each of the seasons of CARDFIGHT Vanguard that so commonly happens with main events that happen on Planet Cray. So this will be this one will be about the great cataclysm that happens before the series or the card even starts. Next week will be about the the rivalry between the Shadow Paladins and Royal Paladins, Asia Circuit, Link Joker's main invasion, so on and so forth, all the way up until the final series. Since the series is series eating, with a major conclusion between the battle between our great lord, the deity of destruction Gizeh, and our great Cancer Chronovisor heritage. Assuming as much. So first we start off on the planet Cray millions of years ago, since Gizeh was pronounced by Shinuri. I'm pretty sure someone will say it correctly and then badmouth me later about it, said that Gizeh was an old god. Now, this was a battle between Gizeh, the dragon deity of destruction, and Harmonix Messiah, the deity of creation. While they battled between the fate of over 2 planets, mainly on one, people started picking sides. Mainly the Blue Devil himself, Gasteel, sided with his lord Gizeh. Later on, one of the oldest allies to Gizeh, Ghidorah. Oh yeah, Ghidorah. I feel subjectively indifferent about her on so many levels, if you catch my meaning. But anywho, she joins up with Gizeh also, during a battle near Mega Galancia, or what will be Mega Galancia. Gizeh come across the Aquaroid vessel for the leader of Blue Wave, Vadios. In a short battle between Vadios's Bioroid vessel and Gizeh, he gets defeated, losing one of his eyes, only to bow down to Gizeh, realizing his tremendous power and willing to serve Gizeh. Gizeh gladly joins up. Gizeh gladly accepts his fellowship. The battle continues to heat on, causing massive destruction on the planet Cray. Gizeh makes his weapons of mass destruction using 6 elements: Inferno, Distant Sea, Death Garden, Destroy Star, The End of the World, and Zenith Peak, using them and infusing them with dragon bones to create his ultimate weapons, the Xeroth Dragons. Using them, the planet would soon fall into despair. But then Messiah and its allies, mainly the only one mentioned, Fetus, the mighty Blades Master, began to make their counterattack. But due to Gizeh feeding on the despair and hopelessness of the residents of Cray, he was too powerful to defeat on their own. It was only with the defeat of Vadios and the retreat of Ghidorah were they able to push through. Thetis defeating Vadios and Ghidorah's retreat led to the fact that Gizeh had no choice but to surrender to Messiah. In that mode, Gizeh was sealed into an alternate dimension, preventing him from interfering with Earth or Cray ever again. While Thetis was charged with by Messiah to take the cores of the Xeroth dragons, the dragon bones, and seal them away on Earth, introducing the first transaction between planet E, or Earth, and Cray to be record. After this, Messiah went into the deep sleep, and the rebuilding of Cray soon began, crafting the 6 nations: Dark Zone, 5. Dark Zone, Grand Sanctuary, Zoo, Mega Galancia, and Stargate. Sorry, we'll get to the 6th in a minute. Meanwhile, on planet Earth, Thetis was scattering the cores of the Xeroth dragons all over our world, in different areas. Soon he was so beat he came across an old Japanese family known as the Kiba family and fell over. The family nursed him back to health, him passing down the sword for the Kiba family line, waiting for a successor to be known. Thetis is also said to be known to create the blaster armament. I'm calling it the sword, blaster sword. Back on planet Cray, a civil war broke out in the Grand Sanctuary, some of them opposing the leadership of the White Dragon, while others still pledged their loyalty to the White Dragon, which causes friends and brothers to become separated. Soon, a battle between the leader of the Royal Paladins and leader of Kagero break out, the battle between Blaster Blade and Dragonic Overlord. Meanwhile, on Earth, this is modern day, a boy named Aichi Shundo chases a bully with his cart into a shop and meets his old friend Kai for the first time. They initiate a card fight for Aichi to keep Blaster Blade. The result of the card game ends up on Cray as Blaster Blade strikes down Dragonic Overlord as a peace treaty was made between the borders. 2 new nations will spring up. Royal Paladin, Oracle Think Tank, Genesis, and Angel Feather will become the Stalden base for the United Sanctuary. While Kagero, Navatoma, Makaro, Narukami, and Tazakaje will reside in a bigger nation known as the Dragon Empire, led by a mysterious Dragon Emperor. These new changes will not last, as something sinister was happening to recall Gizeh's return. I hope you liked this. This was a shorter video than anticipated because there is not really much known of before the start of the anime with lores happening. But some of this I can speculate. As the anime states, yes, the Xeroth dragons are based off the 6 nations. But Gastile was said to have been there before the nations were even heard of. So my assumption is the Great Cataclysm happened before nations were established. And the nations were established around the Xeroth dragons. Or, as Gastile keeps saying, this was all the will of Gizeh manipulating things behind the scene. As we will come to find out later that Gizeh is manipulating things behind the scene as a dimensional prison. The aspects between Earth and Cray seem interesting. Anything that happens on Earth in a card game has an effect on Cray, but vice versa. Now, someone asked me, a friend of mine, like, how does, anything happen what happens on Cray affect Earth in what way? We're about to discover those as soon as as I continue with the series, as I'll be talking a little bit more about the anime in conjunction with the card lore. I thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, comment for more, and if this series picks up a lot of views and a lot of likes, I'll produce more of it quicker. But as it stands, I got work piled up, I got other things piled up, but please, if you like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.